For thousands of years, winter shaped life in North America more profoundly than any other season. Snow, ice, wind, and relentless cold turned the land into a test of endurance, and the indigenous peoples of the continent developed remarkable strategies to survive, adapt, and thrive in conditions that could change in a single night. Long before the arrival of Europeans, Native Americans understood winter not as a threat, but as a cycle, one that required preparation, observation, and deep respect for the natural world. As the first frost touched the ground, families began to shift into winter mode. Hunters scouted the land weeks in advance, studying animal movement and identifying where herds would gather once snow fell. They knew that bison would drift toward sheltered valleys, deer would seek cedar forests, and smaller animals would leave faint but readable tracks in fresh snow. Winter hunting demanded not speed, but patience. Hunters moved slowly, conserving energy, studying the direction of the wind, letting snowflakes settle on their clothing to mask their presence. Every breath had to be controlled because warm air could reveal a hunter's position in the cold morning air. Shelter became the center of survival. In the plains, families built earth lodges partially submerged in the ground, insulated with thick sod and hides that trapped heat. In the northeast, longhouses were reinforced with extra layers of bark and woven mats. In the far north, snow itself became a building material, expertly shaped into igloos that used curved walls to trap warmth and reflect firelight. These structures were more than homes. They were engineering masterpieces built from the resources of the season. Inside, fire pits glowed softly, tools were repaired, clothing was sewn, and children learned essential winter skills from their elders. Food preservation was a science passed down through generations. Meat harvested in late autumn was smoked until it became lightweight and long-lasting. Berries were dried for winter medicines. Fish were frozen in blocks of ice and stored in cool pits beneath layers of snow. Nothing was wasted because winter demanded efficiency. Fat from animals was especially prized, providing high energy that kept hunters warm on long journeys. Even the bones were boiled into nutrient-rich broths that helped families endure long stretches of cold when game was scarce. Fire was life. Flint, quartz, pyrite, and carefully prepared tinder allowed people to start fires even in wet or freezing weather. Fire kept homes warm, dried clothing, cooked food, and acted as the heart of winter gatherings. Around the fire, hunters shared stories of past winters, tales of survival, heroism, and the delicate balance between people and the land. These stories were more than entertainment, they were lessons, teaching the younger generation how to read storms, how to identify safe ice, and how to navigate a world transformed by snow. Travel in winter required special tools. Snowshoes allowed hunters to walk across deep drifts, distributing their weight and preventing exhaustion. In the north, dog sleds carried supplies across frozen landscapes, gliding over ice at speeds impossible on foot. Thick clothing made from animal hides provided insulation superior to most modern fabrics, warm, breathable, and tailored to the needs of each region. The cold was not simply endured, it was anticipated and matched with technology refined through centuries of experience. Winter hunting brought its own challenges. Animals moved differently in the cold, their behavior shaped by hunger and the search for shelter. Hunters learned to follow the faintest signs, the direction a branch bent under a passing deer, the shallow scrape where a rabbit dug for food, the nearly invisible trail of a fox weaving between trees. In the Arctic, hunters waited silently beside the breathing holes of seals, sometimes for hours, listening for the faintest crack of ice that signaled a surfacing animal. In the forests, bow hunters tracked deer across silent snow, each step placed carefully to avoid startling prey in the stillness of winter. Community mattered more than ever during the cold months. Families shared food stores, firewood, and responsibilities. When one hunter succeeded, the entire group ate. When storms rolled in, everyone reinforced the shelters together. Winter forged unity, reminding every generation that survival depended not on individual strength alone, but on cooperation and knowledge shared openly. Even in the harshest storms, laughter, songs, and stories filled the shelters, reinforcing identity and resilience. Spiritual traditions also played a role in winter life. Many nations held ceremonies of gratitude for animals that sustained them and for the fire that protected them. Elders explained that winter was not an enemy, but a teacher, one that demanded humility, discipline, and awareness. The cold season sharpened the senses and strengthened the mind. It tested the body, but rewarded those who respected nature's rules. By the time spring returned, communities had grown stronger. Winter had revealed who was prepared, which strategies worked, and how well the group balanced courage with caution. As the snow melted and rivers cracked open, families stepped outside into a world renewed. But the lessons of winter traveled with them, carried in their skills, their stories, and their deep understanding of the land. Long before modern heating, insulated clothing, or food storage technologies existed, Native American nations mastered winter through observation, ingenuity, and harmony with their environment. Their methods were not temporary solutions, but sophisticated systems refined over countless generations. Today, the memory of those winters endures, not as a tale of suffering, but as a testament to human adaptability, intelligence, and respect for the natural world.
We turned. The spirits were generous.
Keep the strips thin, like the frost on the river.
Like this?
Yes, that will dry well.
Mind the edge, my child. And the great deer gave himself to us, a gift for the long moon. The deer give themselves to us, but only if we honor their spirit. And the great bear, his shadow, fell across the land.
Good warmth. Great.
And so the bear taught us patience, even in the deepest snows.
cold deeps, this fire is life.
Winter teaches us patience. Spring, how to build.
They will gather there soon.